What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here bringing another video. As many people know, Pokemon Sun and Moon were announced a couple weeks ago, almost a month in fact, and I never really did an official video on it, but I wanted to do one because it's been a while and I thought I might as well talk a little bit about it. What are my thoughts and all that? Personally, I'm excited about it, of course. I've played all the Pokemon games in the past, and I've always been a huge fan. So knowing that we're finally getting a 7th generation, amazing. I've been following lots of different channels and sites online and trying to get more information, of course, and keeping up with everything. I know that the CORO CORO leak just happened. Unfortunately, the CORO CORO leak said this month they basically were just saying, "Oh yeah, it's out next month." A lot of information. So unfortunately, we don't have any information other than what we saw in the trailer when they showed that off in February. But what I can say is that for those wanting to know more, expect more information in April when they release the CORO CORO magazine, and the leaks come out for the April edition. The March edition sadly just said that. So April will be when you can expect more information. It's good though that we at least know that when we're going to get something. What am I hoping for? Starters of course would be great. Legends would be nice. Either way would be great. And then I think eventually, more Pokemon, possibly Mega Evolutions would be nice. When do I expect to see more like video coverage? Most likely E3. Don't expect any sooner than that unless they choose to do a direct like in April or May. Really doubting it, but we'll see. I have a feeling that we're going to wait until E3 for them to showcase more stuff, but I guarantee we'll see something at E3, probably a decent amount of gameplay stuff. Do I expect there to be any like playable demos or anything like that? Not really. I know that they did that for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but I don't think they're going to do a demo necessarily for this unless there's really something interesting to showcase, or unless they really want to go out of their way to do that like they did with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, I know that a lot of games have been doing that recently, and it doesn't hurt, but we'll have to wait. Personally, I'm very excited. I've seen lots of leaked lists and all that, and most of the lists that most people have seen, like there's been two or three lists. One that was leaked a while ago, and one that was leaked more recently that had images and stuff. That if you're familiar with the channel like TyranitarTuber, he did like a video on it, and some other people, they've been doing videos on it. Personally, I think that most of those lists, though interesting and definitely possibilities, I think that it's so hard to say, and you can't assume until we actually see an image of anything. People have also been talking about the idea about supposedly this region maybe taking place in like Hawaii or some tropical region of the world. Like Hawaii was it was a very popular idea for a while. Singapore was an idea that I heard that was suggested, and there's been some other speculations. Do I think that it's going to be like a tropical area? Maybe. It sounds cool. The images definitely point in interesting ways. I'm just personally curious to see what changes they make to it, because I mean, every generation introduces something new in some form or in some way. It could be something huge, it could be something small. Who knows? Personally, I'm looking forward to whatever they do. I'm really hoping for it to be great, because I think that the X and Y run is long gone, and I know people were hoping for a Z for a very long time. Personally, I thought that it wasn't going to happen, and I knew from the start that like though people were expecting Z to eventually come out, I knew to myself, like, no, they're not going to do Z. Why would they do Z? It's been way too many years now, and I know that Emerald came out like not that many, like a year or two after Sapphire and Ruby, or any of them have had that kind of stuff, but I don't think it's necessary. I think it's one of those generations where what they could do, and this is an idea that I've also heard about, and I think would be great, if anything, if they choose to, is keep it an original generation, but at the same time maybe touch upon things in small ways that just kind of nod to that game and just fill in certain gaps that people may have been wondering. That way you don't necessarily have to create a whole another generation, but maybe you just talk about things that maybe were left out, that weren't like completely covered, or don't do it at all. personally, I don't care. But if anything, if people are like, you know, complaining enough, might just happen. Do I expect it to happen? Don't know yet. It's too soon to say. But I'm very excited for the game, of course. I do want to know the starters especially. And believe me, back when they did X and Y, people were expecting, you know, when they saw Froakie, they thought, oh no, everyone's expecting, you know, the grass type to be the best or the fire type to be the best, right? I was rooting Team Froakie to start with, and I had friends everywhere that were all like, oh yeah, Chespin's gonna be it or whatever, and I knew back then that no, I disagree. I actually really like the water type, and oddly enough, who's the one that people use to death and is considered like OU and everything and like super popular? Greninja. Go figure, right? I mean, I was one of the few people that actually thought, no, the water type's going to be the best one, not the grass type that everyone was thinking was going to be the greatest. Yeah. So, I'm looking forward to seeing the starters, especially. I just really want to see the starters. I really want to see the legends. I really want to see the megas, also. But starters, really big time. I really want to know what we're getting for starters because I always love the starters because, you know, they really are interesting. And people always tend to, like, gravitate towards them because, you know, they're the ones that you start the game with and end the game with most of the time. And you gravitate towards and you, like, you know, become familiar with and you use them to death and you really want to know them. So I'm all excited for that. So that's about it for me. If there's anything else, I'll make another video. Please leave your comments below. What are your thoughts? Are you excited for Sun and Moon, or were you hoping for Z? And what do you hope for Pokemon Sun and Moon? Like what starters do you want? What types of you know, what badges do you want? Like what gyms do you think that we'll have, or new Pokemon or legends? What do you think we're gonna get? What typings? What everything? You know, tell me what you're expecting, guys. You think we're gonna have something super obscure, or we're gonna have something that kind of is in the realm of realism? And do you think that the whole entire Hawaii rumor is a thing, or is it something that maybe is just a myth and it's not gonna happen at all? Tell me all that below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, guys, I'm Crazy Samurai 71, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And goodbye, guys.